there, Jets fans. Welcome to episode number 47 of the JetStream podcast. I am Travis Rubitic. Today is October 26th already. Jeez. And I'm here with Joe Clark and Neil Noonan. How are you fine young gentlemen on this lovely Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, doing alright.
I can't believe it's 26. You kind of just got me there.
Yeah, it's almost Halloween already.
Yeah.
I have so many things due in the next 2 weeks. It's insanity.
It sucks.
I'm really not looking forward to it.
I have the NBA starting this week, so
so production value of the podcast is about to go down.
Yeah, exactly.
you'll expect this week's episode up on Friday.
Yeah. A little Halloween treat for everybody. So this was quite the week here in Canada, or especially in Winnipeg. We elected a new mayor.
Bowman.
Yeah, Mr. Bowman. Won't lie, I'm pretty jacked about that. But on a bit more of a somber note, there was a couple soldiers who were killed on Canadian soil. I honestly don't remember. Has that ever happened before?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Couldn't
I
tell
don't think we've ever actually been attacked on Canadian soil before. Nathan Cirillo and Patrice Vincent, I think, are their names. I hope I pronounced those right. Two separate attacks, one of which I think he got run off the road or something like that.
Yeah, one was in a car and one was shooting.
Yeah, and then one was that shooting at the War Memorial. Actually, weird story about that. When I was in grade 12, this is a really weird connection. I went on this Encounters with Canada trip thing, and it's like a high school kind of, you go and like high schoolers from like across the country all go to this place in Ottawa, and they stay in this one little like dorm thing, and you go and like see the Parliament building and see some big things. Then every week's like themed, so I went on like the sports and whatever week, and there's like medicine and politics and all these other things.
It's a trip for all the really, really cool kids.
Oh yeah, all the cool. Actually, it was a lot of fun. And you just kind of stay in touch with these kids throughout time and whatever. And I'd found out through Kara, actually, I guess her mom knows somebody or whatever. Apparently the trip for that week, like their weekly things all the way throughout the year, they left the War Memorial like 5 minutes before that happened. And apparently kids had like just taken pictures with the soldier before he was shot.
That's nuts.
Which is just insane. And odds are, if I remember correctly, what we did that day, you go to the War Memorial, then you go to the Parliament building, and then you go to that shopping center that was shut down. Like that's your day basically. And yeah, that would have been absolutely. I couldn't even imagine being one of the parents of those kids, because they know their kids' itinerary. The first thing you guarantee they did when they heard about it was look at the itinerary and be like, holy crap, my kids were supposed to be there.
Yeah. And
then not being able to get a hold of them for whatever reason, like, that would have been terrifying. But a couple things I'm kind of glad to see after is, first of all, there's been like absolutely no attention to this son of a bitch who did this. Like, you always hear how, or at least when this happens in the States, it seems to be much more of an occurrence down in the States.
And there's always more of a story about the person who did it.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone wants to know, why is he doing this, blah, 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 what's going on. And here it's just seemed to be, and honestly, first of all, props to CBC. CBC gets shit on a lot of the time for whatever reason. For, I guess, their obvious lack of TV content, but the way they handled the whole situation, I think there was a tweet out there that like Mansbridge had been on the air live for 2 hours and they did not go to commercial. It was just him talking the whole time, and they like didn't let rumors kind of take over. They just kind of let it pan out. And everybody's been kind of focused on those who are either in pain because of it or suffering because of it, or like it's been more of a rally about Canada and not changing who we are, which makes me happy. I hope nothing really changes about how Canada approaches things. But just looking at some of the states' headlines, I think there was a comparison between like CNN's headline and CBC's on their front website. And CNN's was like terrified capital. And then CBC was just like this is what's happening right now, and not trying to spin it into this like terrible, everything's hitting the fan kind of thing. But the response just as a whole, in my opinion, has been pretty cool. And this is kind of a new thing for me because my brother is just kind of this next week, like a week yesterday, going off for military training, and it's kind of just a weird concept that, it's
Travis's mom is losing her shit.
Yeah, she's not very happy about all of this happening right now. It's just I don't know. It's just a different kind of perspective when you know people, or like when families could be involved in it now. And it's just, I don't know, it's a weird kind of thought. But the response, especially, and that's one of the things that I've always loved about sports, is just the response that you see through the big stage. And the Red Blacks, their whole opening thing on Friday night, I think it was, and the Jets game too. Yeah, there's a good picture of what happened yesterday in Ottawa, Toronto, and Montreal all kind of synced up their national anthems, and they had a kind of moment of silence in all three arenas at the same time. They played O Canada at all three arenas at the same time, and they had all three arenas like singing in unison for O Canada, and it was pretty cool the way they kind of. It's been more of a let's stand together and be strong as a country rather than a let's cower away and hide and
panic and whatever.
This is in Pittsburgh. This really impressed me.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. They had Philly, I think, and they played O Canada before the actual game and sang O Canada, despite there not being a Canadian team around. I think Anaheim that same night as well had a moment of silence.
And pretty much every game in the NHL had at least a moment of silence that night.
Yeah, which is, I mean, it's one of those things where we're used to kind of doing it for when stuff happens in the States, but it's nice to actually see that kind of come back the other way. Yeah, and I don't know, I'm not usually the kind of yay patriotism all in like root and rally kind of thing. Obviously Canada sporting events and stuff like that, but I'm one of those people that occasionally I don't know, I don't get the whole rallying behind it and all the thing and just really blatantly screaming out yay Canada, because it's just not who I am. But it's just, I don't know, it's just, this has kind of been different for me for whatever reason. And yeah, it's been nice to kind of see the response, and I don't know, it was kind of, I don't know, it's nice to see from the States that they actually are paying attention. And when they made their announcement about the whole situation, I believe I was watching I can't remember who it was talking about it, but he actually, like, his voice broke a couple times. You can see it actually was affecting Americans too, and I don't know if it's just because they look at us as their little brother or something. But yeah, it seemed that it wasn't just oh, whatever, this happens here all the time, whatever, just let it go. It seems like something that people are actually kind of taking seriously. So yeah, I just wanted to say a little bit on that. But now let's get to some, well, I can't really say more joyous talk because it hasn't been great, but
Jets talk.
Yeah. Guess who's back?
Who?
Andre Pavlec.
Oh, well, he never really left.
Oh, he's officially back. Pavlectricity is at its finest, but you know what? Call me crazy for this.
I will.
I'm actually going to defend the guy.
You're crazy.
I know it's a little weird. It's a little different from what I usually do, but I'm going to defend Pavlec a little bit. Just so we're all clear, he has not been great. I think his last two games have been, he got pulled against Tampa after letting like 3 goals on 6 shots or something like that, 3 goals on 9 shots or something in the second. Just brutal. And as a result, people naturally jumping all over the guy.
Yeah.
Which I think at this point is all to be expected. I think a lot of people expected him to be traded this offseason. So, our friends watch these videos, and every time I put my hand on my knee now, I'm just like, they're going to judge me for whatever I'm doing with my hands.
They always make fun of where I put my hands. I'm like, you know what?
Seriously, every video, Joe gets comments. It's like, what were you doing with your hands the whole time? And I'm just like, well, we're just sitting here.
What do you want? Like, I'm not just going to be like, the whole time.
Bobby, I don't know what to do with my hands. Just floating them around. Like, every video, that is the first thing Joe hears about, what were you doing with your hands?
Yeah. One of our friends, she's like, oh yeah, I don't even really listen to what you're talking about. I just watch what you guys do with your hands. It's like, okay, thanks.
It's like, well, views.
Yeah, I guess views are good, but...
Sweet.
Do you need like a fidget toy? Like
I guess. Like, I need like a stress ball or something, maybe.
Play with the basketball.
Like, throw it back and forth.
Well, we're just going to hear that
You're just going to hear...
This is great listening.
I was trying to watch your hands, but I couldn't focus because the ball was going back.
Yeah, squeeze my stress away.
So now it's just super awkward because I'm trying to talk, but I'm like, my hands are like grasping my knees now, and this is just really weird, and I know I'm going to hear comments about it, so...
I'm just going to sit with this ball for the rest of the time. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm just going to try to not be super awkward with my hands. Anyways. Anyway, so Pavlec. People are jumping all over him lately, and I mean, given the past, yeah, you probably should have been jumping all over him like 3 years ago when this was a serious issue. If there was ever a time, though, where I'm not going to pin all the Jets issues on Andre Pavlec, I think now is a good one. And, like, would you agree, or...
I would definitely agree with that. There are bigger fish to fry, which is...
Scary.
Rare. Yeah, scary and rare when you're talking about a situation involving Andre Pavlec. But...
Yeah. I'm doing my same kind of Jets performance tracker again this year for Arctic Ice this year, obviously, because that's where I am now. And at this point of the season, I keep looking at what people are saying, and I completely agree to the fact that I see a lot of the same issues with him. His puck tracking's not great. His rebounds are a bit of an issue. He seems late to get to spots. He goes down early. All that stuff is still there, which first thing in my mind is Wade Flaherty doing anything? Because how does the same goalie have the same fundamental problems all the time and that never get addressed? Like, that's just mind-boggling to me. Why is he there if he's not going to change it? Like, what does Wade Flaherty do?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand. And it terrifies me that Hutch, of all people, is going to be learning from this guy when he's clearly shown that he doesn't know how to change a goaltender's tendencies. So, Hutch, you're on your own, bro. Sorry. But to this point in the season, 43% of the even strength goals allowed on Pavlec have been a result of odd man rushes or breakaways.
Eesh. That's so bad.
43%. And yes, I would like to see more of those saved probably. But how can you blame the goalie when 43% of the goals he's allowing are on odd man rushes or breakaways?
That's brutal.
21% of them have been off of deflections or traffic in front, which usually come as a result of sustained pressure in the zone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, adding those up, you're over 60% of the goals on things that
the skater should be taken care of for the most part.
Exactly, or it's just bad breaks that happen all the time. It's like, yeah, his rebounds are still an issue. Yeah, he could be tracking the puck better, but if you know this is an issue, why are you letting these things happen? Like, there are breakdowns literally everywhere. A thing I've added to these posts this year, I'm putting video or pictures and images and going through it. I have so many breakdowns and images of just bad defense leading to breakaways and 2-on-1s and guys being left wide open that I have to like cut goals out. It's ridiculous. I had Hutchinson this last week. Every goal he allowed, it was just like, oh, well, there's a 2-on-1. Oh, well, you forgot about this guy. Oh, well, no one's going to cover him. Okay. Like, perfect example, I think it was the third goal against LA. The one that he probably should have stopped where it like squeaked underneath his pad. I put in the article. Bless you, Joe. Bless you again, Joe. Struggling today.
That was a big one.
You scared the dog.
Yeah, dog woke up. We have our first ever spectator.
Yeah, first ever
podcast.
Spectator.
Neil's dog, Zoe, and she was asleep within 1 minute of us starting. So
that's a really
I don't know
great
if that's
sign.
If that's bad or good, but I woke her up with my
idiots.
Yeah, we are idiots.
I woke her up with my aggressive sneeze.
Yeah, she's just staring at you.
Yeah.
Crap, where was I?
Don't know.
So the third goal against LA, I was breaking it down, and within a matter of like 15-20 seconds, they've turned the puck over. I think it's Matthew Perreault, Lowry, and Thorburn is a forward unit, and then it's Stewart and Truber on defense. The puck is in LA's zone. All three forwards are kind of deep. LA starts bringing it back out. They've got three forwards ahead of the Jets' three guys. So automatically it's going to be an odd man, 3-on-2 kind of. The Jets players are close, but it's definitely clear that there's going to be a breakout here, and there's a fourth guy kind of off on the side by himself streaking down the ice.
Okay.
Mark Stewart's decision there is to pinch.
Yes, pinch and hit every time.
Make a big hit.
Every time.
Great hit, fine. But now you've got like a clear 2-on-1 coming the other way. Just because you decided for some reason you needed to pinch there. Luckily, I think Perreault's the guy who busts his butt. He gets back, breaks up the play. Fine. Puck clears the zone. Trouba then goes in. Aggressive play to get the puck. Screws up, gets hit. 2-on-1 coming back again. Like literally 5 or 10 seconds later.
Nice.
Goal. Like, what is the thought process there? There's another one.
That's some evidence of Trouba maybe learning a little bit
from the
too
wrong
much.
guy.
Yeah, learning a little too much from Mark Stewart.
And Stewart's been doing that all year.
Mm-hmm.
Bogosian has been a wreck. In that particular game, I think when we were watching that game, I stopped this a bunch of times. You guys were like, what are you doing? And I was like, no, watch Bogosian on this.
Yeah. Multiple occasions.
He follows Kopitar into the corner, which is fine. Whatever. Like, I get it. You wanted to win the puck battle. The Jets should have got the puck out of there to begin with. So fine, he goes over there, provides support. Everyone's kind of matched up. Somehow the Jets don't win the board battle, and the puck gets rotated to the point. Kopitar kind of goes for a bit of a skate up into the middle of the ice. Bogosian just follows behind him, and then Kopitar's like, hey, I'm going to go to the net. There's a slap shot coming from the point. Kopitar literally walks untouched from like above the circle, right in front of the net, gets a rebound and scores. Or gets a pass off from Gabrick, who had also sealed Brian Little and just took him out of the play.
Yeah.
And just bad stuff. And then the other goal in that game, all 5 Jets on one side of the ice. Brian Little nonchalantly just drifting into the zone. Wheeler went for a big play in the corner, gets circled up to Drew Doughty at the point, who's wide open. I don't think you want to leave Drew Doughty of all people wide open at the point. He walks in. Ladd and Wheeler go to double team Doughty, who makes a pass over to Jeff Carter, who's more open than any human in the face of the earth. Hutchinson stops that, but then all 5 Jets are just standing in the crease, just kind of watching the puck as it trickles over to the other side, and they score.
Perfect.
And Hutch gets pulled. And then hasn't started, only played in a game because Pavlec sucked.
Yeah, because he got pulled against
Because he got pulled.
Tampa, yeah.
For 2, I'd say 2 bad goals he probably should have stopped, and 2 that, again, 2-on-1s.
What are you going to do? Yeah.
Breakaway. 2 goals that were 2-on-1s, again. One of which, Klitzum, terrible pinch. Like, it's the same thing over and over and over again. And, like, is anyone really that surprised that the exact same defense, if not a worse defense unit, and the exact same goaltender are having the exact same problems year after year after year?
It's worse.
Like,
definitely worse.
Yeah, like,
yeah. I don't know why anybody would think that wouldn't happen.
And then when you add on top of that they're having issues scoring goals.
Well, that was like one of our main points when talking about the Jets before the season started was, you know what? We know the defense group is essentially the same. The goalies are essentially the same. We're going to see the same stuff from them. As long as they can score, then they might be okay because they can overcome those things.
They just score 5-6 goals a game.
But right now they're not scoring, so you're seeing loss after loss after loss.
Evander Kane's hurt. You knew someone's going to get hurt.
Yeah,
guys get hurt all the time. You can't.
It doesn't always happen. It doesn't always happen in the first game, but this is
exactly. It was going to happen at some point.
Just a prime example.
It's just. And then, again, Pavlec starting again today against Colorado. I don't have a problem. Like I was saying before, I don't have a problem with some of the goals he's allowing. Yes, you'd like to get some saves, and I think your better goaltenders in the league do stop a few of those. They stop the 2-on-1s. That's the reason they get paid the money they do. They stop 2-on-1s. They bail your team out. Yeah, it'd be nice for him to do that once in a blue moon, because he doesn't ever, and it's really... Okay, not
sometimes.
Once in a while.
Every goalie does it sometimes.
But for him to just keep getting start after start after start after start after start, like where's the developed side of things? You have Hutch. Give him a freaking shot. I don't get it. It's going to be interesting to see them play against Colorado today, who scored 7 goals yesterday or whatever the other day.
Hopefully they scored all of their goals in that game and they just don't have any left.
Well, they're going to have to regress. Yeah. As many goals as they were scoring last year, they're not scoring any this year.
Yeah,
so they're going to find that middle ground, and I think right now against the Jets is a good time for them to just find that middle ground.
Yep.
It's if you pinch and attack, and like they tried to get in a track meet on Friday with a team that has Steven Stamkos and Jonathan Drouin and Ben Bishop in net.
Man, my fantasy was just so happy in that game. I was watching the game with a couple of friends at Smitty's, and the Drouin to Stamkos 2-on-1 goal, I was selling. I was like, yeah! Because it was like Drouin got an assist, and then Stamkos scored, and Bishop was... and I was just like cheering for the Jets to get crappy shots on net. I'm like, yes, keep racking up the saves, Bishop.
They had like 40-something shots on net.
Yeah, I was like, yeah! 9-something save percentage, sweet. Meanwhile, and then Drouin scored, I freaked out. I was like, oh my god! 2-point night, and then Cronwall had like a 3-point night the other night. Oh, fantasy's working out for Joe.
Meanwhile, Andre Palat is on my bench, and he scored 2 against the Jets.
Yeah.
I'm just going to starting whoever plays the Jets that week, you're on the ice.
Oh, yeah, that's what I do.
You're playing.
Why not?
Is anything ever going to change with this team?
Sure.
No, it's not. Let's be honest here.
Never, ever.
Staying on that topic, actually.
Okay.
Of the Tampa Bay Lightning and things staying the same forever. During the game on Friday, I only watched the first period, and then I had to go back and watch some more stuff. So when I watch games after the game, I just kind of fly through them and see what's happening. And then once I see it's the same crap over and over again, pinch, bad shot, bad choice, bad goal, on and on and on. I'm just like, okay, I'm not learning anything new from this. But during the first period, I heard our boy Dennis Bayak. He was referencing that whole Southeast rivalry, rekindling it, because I guess we got a little feisty in the first, because it's hockey. I mean, I'm playing beer league and there was a goddamn brawl at the end of our last game, so I feel like it's not just we've never played each other before. It's hockey. Guys, go at it. It kind of got me wondering if that's even really a thing between these two anymore. Is there any really connection between the Jets and the Tampa Bay Lightning of 2 years ago that they still have some sort of beef? Because I know that the Jets, they haven't done anything really since.
No.
Or at least that's perception. They haven't done anything. It's the same team. But Tampa is the perception again, not really the same team. They've obviously gotten a lot better. They made the playoffs last year. They're a good chance to win the East this year in a lot of people's opinions, and it's a good thought. So, did some homework. I'm going to talk about this a little bit here. Both teams missed the playoffs in the absolute brutal Southeast that year. But only one team, which was clearly the worst of the two that year, because that was actually the year the Jets made that push, and then we went to the game, and they failed.
And they lost.
So they just failed out super hard to Washington. And Florida ended up winning the division or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
good old Southeast.
Yeah, only one team since the past has made that playoffs and looks like an actual good hockey team. So I thought, okay, well, what has possibly changed?
Which one is it?
Shut up. So I went back and I wrote down the current lineups, or what is on the team's websites for the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Winnipeg Jets for their rosters.
Yes.
For this year, and then I went back to their rosters of 2012-13, I think it was. 13-14, 14-15 is this year. Yeah, okay. Yeah. 2012-13.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to count up how many guys are new, how many guys are exactly the same, what was the average age of the players on these teams. So the Tampa Bay Lightning. Actually, let's start with the Jets.
Okay.
Let me get really perspective on this.
All right.
The Winnipeg Jets, from their missing the playoffs that season, have 8 new players. 8 new guys that weren't on the team then.
From 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
15 guys stayed. Their average age of those guys that stayed is 25.
Okay.
So again, they're not super old.
No.
It's not terrible. The new guys involve, or including guys like Michael Frolik, TJ Galiardi, Matt Halishuk. So you can kind of say whatever about those guys. Adam Party. Again, that kind of group of middle of the range, you know what you were getting. And then you have the likes of Lowry, Perreault, Trouba, and Hutchinson. So I'd say about 4 newish guys who are actual, like, developing and could possibly stick with the Jets for long-term kind of thing. Guys that stayed are the likes of Bufflin, Kane, Ladd, Little, Peluso. Shifley played 4 games that year, so it's iffy. But I did count him in the overall age, so he was 19. That really, I think, dragged it down a little bit. Because you had guys that year. Slater, who was 30. Thorburn was 29 that year. Klitzen was 27. Stewart's 28 that year. Bufflin's 27 that year. So there's some older guys. So again, yeah, you also have Bogosian, Klitzen, Enstrom, Postma, Stewart, all on the team that year. Pavlec was on the team, obviously, that year. Montoya was on the team that year, but he's obviously changed. So you have 8 new guys, 15 players stayed, average age of 25.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think you look at that team and say, yeah, that's what we're going to go with moving forward. You know, whatever. Tampa Bay Lightning, who, again, they finished worse than the Jets that year. They have 15 new players on their team this year.
Wow.
12 players were the same, so less. The average age of the players that stayed that year were 21 years old. Likes of guys that did stay, Brett Connolly, who had played 5 games for them that year. Tyler Johnson, who played 14 games for them that year. Alex Killhorn. Andre Palat played 14 games for them that year. So there's 3 guys who pretty much played at the end of the year because of injuries and whatever. You're just getting your new guys some games. Steven Stamkos. Barbero, who played 2 games for them that year. Eric Brewer. Carl Gudas, who played 22 games. Victor Hedman. Suster played 2 games. Ben Bishop only played 9.
Wow.
And that was it for their guys who stayed. So there's your 12 guys. New guys are the likes of Brian Boyle, Ryan Callahan, Jonathan Drouin, Valtteri Filppula, Brendan Morrow, Josh Garrison, Matthias Oland, Anton Strawman.
Decent.
Evgeny Nabokov.
Not bad.
Decent backup. Like,
except for last night, but...
yeah. I think right there, you're kind of seeing, sure, yeah, they might have some guys on that team that might have some of that Southeast thing. Again, most of them didn't even play very many games. I think they had I think that was the year Stamkos scored like his 50th goal
He
against
did.
the Jets or
Yeah,
whatever at the
that
end of
was
the
that
year.
year.
So maybe they saw the Jets once, maybe twice, a lot of those young kids. So Southeast rivalry thing, probably a bit more one-sided, if at all.
Yeah.
But that kind of team, that Tampa Bay team, where you're 21 years old, that's the kind of team where you're like, these are the guys we're going with in the future. Rest of them, get rid of them.
Yeah.
They're old, they're useless, we're not doing well with them. Goodbye. We haven't made the playoffs with these guys. Let's switch things up.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's probably a little easier to draw guys to Tampa Bay, but a lot of the ones that they've got now came through the system.
Yep.
A lot of the guys, they bring up and build them from where they are.
From the AHL, yeah.
They draft and develop.
What?
Oh, someone else has that same bright idea, and they actually bring in free agents to do the same thing. Whoa,
That's nuts.
what a concept! I think like that's just one example. I'm sure there are plenty others of teams that miss the playoffs and actually change and actually switch things up a little bit, make trades.
There are even teams that make the playoffs and then make changes to be better the next season.
Whoa!
Yeah.
No way.
That's nuts. But we're not going to get
so
that's
dumb.
advanced. That's advanced level stuff. We're not going to get into that.
Advanced stats,
Yeah.
not that's too much for us. Advanced thinking, not here.
We got to worry about just making the playoffs. We're not even thinking about doing better.
We got to
in the
worry
playoffs.
about all we're gonna do is the stuff that the NHL makes us do,
Yeah.
which is draft.
Exactly.
That's all we're gonna do.
We don't really have a choice about that.
Yeah.
I
We're not
love
making
that picture
phone
you
calls.
tweeted about the poking stick thing. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
I read
Jets,
it.
do stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody tweeted that was I saw that and I lost it. That's
Me
so
too.
funny.
I thought it was the funniest thing.
Just a little stick man.
Yeah.
And he's poking the Jets logo and he's just kind of standing there all depressed. He's like, do stuff. It's hilarious.
Yep.
Fucking Tampa Bay. Just madness. I think you got some things on Tampa Bay this week, don't you?
Yeah,
Joe?
that ties in pretty nicely with Joe's great team of the week. So I think we're gonna do that right now. So Joe's great team of the week, obviously, as you can tell by
Wait.
we got, sorry.
Brand new music.
Oh yeah, we have new music.
we
Oh yeah,
updated
this
this.
is exciting. So epic. Completely fitting for how epic this segment is.
Joe's great team of the week.
Joe's great team of the week. We're great. Okay. Anyways, Joe's great team of the week for this week. If you couldn't already tell the theme, Tampa Bay Lightning, because they are.
Congratulations, Tampa Bay.
Yes. Yeah. We'll send you your trophy again. Number two. Great team of the week. But yeah, so obviously for the reasons that Travis was talking about, because they draft and develop and they do it well. I was looking at some more slightly different things than what Travis was looking at, but these are going to tie together slightly. If you look at this roster for the Tampa Bay Lightning as it stands as of last night, their second line, Tyler Johnson, Andre Palat, and I don't know the first name of this guy, but Marcheslo or something, I don't know. Anyways.
Jay Marcheslo.
Yeah, Jay Marcheslo. I don't know. That's a
his-
complex name. I should have used that for the spelling bee. And then the third line of Paquette, Nemistikenov, and Kucherov. So that's your second and third line, and not to mention Jonathan Drouin on the top line with Valtteri Filppula, who is a new addition with Steven Stamkos.
I love it that they're just like, hey, Stamkos, move over to the wing. And they're just like, okay. And we're just going to score a bunch of
Yeah,
goals.
just going to score.
Fucking guys.
Yeah, anyways, so those are your second and third lines. You got Radko Gudas and Schuster on D. Look at this Syracuse Crunch lineup, which is the HL affiliate for the Lightning from the 2012 beginning of the 2012-13 season to the end of the 2013-14 season. Had 6 out of 8 of those guys on that team playing in the first or second line. And I remember seeing a tweet not long ago. I can't remember who it was from, but it said it was from somebody who I think wrote for the Tampa Bay Lightning and said that, you know, hey guys, just in case you were wondering, the Syracuse Crunch top line for the past 2 years has been the second or third line for the Tampa Bay Lightning in the year following. And it's like, wow, what a crazy idea. And it's
almost like you think that's
yeah, and it's working pretty well for them because they're right now they're third in the East, sixth in the whole league. And they finished third in the East last season with 101 points, and they're even,
on the way up.
They're even better this year than they were before. So yeah, that's how it's done.
That is how you done.
That is how you do that. So yeah, take some notes. I mean, there's other teams that obviously do things like these as well, but this is just a prime example with such talent.
You know what, Joe?
Yes.
Do Jets really draft and develop?
I don't know. Well, they draft. Every team drafts, so they're like 50%.
They draft, develop, and trade.
There you go.
Or
yeah. Draft, develop. No. Draft, develop, and then
draft, develop for somebody else,
and then let you walk away for nothing.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. So there you go. Joe's great team of the week for JetStream episode number 47 is the Tampa Bay Lightning.
How much better would a fourth line be if it was just like
good players?
Odell, Lowry, but Klingberg.
They might get ice time.
Yeah. Like 3 minutes, I think Thorburn played last game.
3-4 minutes, something like that.
Gotta have him in the lineup.
Yeah.
Gotta sign him for 3 years.
It's
$1.2 million.
It's key.
Just had a little family brunch this morning. We were talking about that because everybody knows how much I dislike Andre Pavlec and all these things. So they all know if they start bringing this up, you get riled up.
Obviously.
At least that's the running joke.
Travis ran into a couple... didn't run into them. He saw them.
Yeah.
At Cora's this morning.
Yeah, I saw Scheifele and Trouba and Bogosian. Bogosian trimmed his beard.
Oh.
Here first. He does no longer have that ridiculously long, just strangly thing.
JetStream insider, Travis Rubnik.
Yeah.
No doubt.
With the beard updates for the Winnipeg Jets.
New segment.
Beard updates. Zach Bogosian trimmed his. Done.
Just a Twitter account, Zach Bogosian's beard.
Yeah, exactly.
Trimmed.
Has Bogo shaved?
Has Bogo
Yes.
shaved. Either
No.
yes or no.
No.
Yeah.
Still not yet.
I love those. A lot of people make those for like NBA guys. Like, has someone like hit a 3 yet? Jason Kidd, that was last year. Has Jason Kidd hit a 3 yet? And just the guy would just go, no. No.
Did he hit a 3?
Yeah, he was like over 35 until like his last, like he just kept missing. It was hilarious.
That's fantastic.
I just love people that do shit like that.
What was the... I think it was has Scott Gomez scored a goal yet?
Oh, no.
There was a website.
That was when he was on that epic drought,
when he
right?
was with the Canadians, and they traded him from New Jersey. And for years, he was like, has Scott Gomez scored a goal? I was like, no. And then he scored, the website just blew up.
Yeah,
it was
my
awesome.
goodness.
Everyone wanted to check it out.
Oh, it was fantastic.
That was like one of the all-time like droughts.
Oh, it was so
I remember
funny.
that when it was going on. It was nuts. He just could not score.
Yeah, there's a good one right now, good Twitter account right now that's getting some followers is Andre Pavlec's save percentage.
Yeah, that one's been around for a couple seasons now, I think.
$8.99 right now.
And look, let's go through there. Has it ever been above 900 for more than like 2 tweets in a row?
Well, he sits around 901. There's 3 in a
okay.
row here. Daily reminder, 2013-14 season, 901. Can you name all 45 goalers with a higher save percentage than Andre Pavlec in 14-15? Hashtag drive to 45.
Nice.
That's good. Daily reminder, 2013-14 season, 901.
I want to know who runs that.
So do I.
You can like DM one of us or email us and let us know who you are. We won't, if you want to keep it a secret, we won't tell anybody. I just want to know who you are so I can be like, ha, you're hilarious.
Anyone from Garrett, anyone want a friendly wager for the over-under of Pavlec's save percentage of 915 next season? Starter average, ... I got under.
I got under, yeah.
We can do another eat your socks thing.
Yep.
We'll collaborate with that Twitter account.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Contact us, bro.
Yeah, just get in touch.
Get a hold of us.
Whoever
Put some
you are.
stakes on those.
Oh, that'd be so funny. Yeah, it's a good Twitter account. Let's give it a follow. Andre Pavlec's
I
save
hope
percentage.
Andre Pavlec's save percentage listens to this
So do I.
podcast.
This would be great.
Yeah.
Got me all rattled now looking at save percentages. It's hilarious.
Don't look.
It's so sad.
Don't look.
Like, why is it
Exit.
so sad?
Exit the Twitter.
Okay, but yeah, Tampa Bay Lightning doing things right. Like, again, the scary part of things right now is of that core that the Jets have latched onto. We've already brought this up. They're struggling right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when they struggle, everyone else is just like, just can't do anything. They rely, like, when guys like Ladullo and Frolik, Frolik's a new one, they're struggling so hard, and they just can't possess the puck. They're making bad mistakes. Brian Little's doing things like not back-checking and things that he just usually doesn't do. Possession numbers are down without Evander Kane. Like, it's terrifying. Oh, also to bring up, I just wanted to bring this point. That 21-year-old's average, that is severely brought up just on the fact that Eric Brewer was 33 that year and Carl was 28 that year.
So it would have been lower probably.
Oh, for sure. Most of these guys, like of those guys, the ages are like 20, 22, 23, 21, 22, 22, 22, 22. Bishop was 26, Carl 28, Brewer 33. So it could have probably been a little bit lower. So it's very depressing, if you ask me. So again, on this not changing topic, because that just seems to be the theme of the Winnipeg Jets today, is that nothing ever changes. Let's talk about yeah, pretty much
Perfect timing.
Let's talk about the Jets power play.
Okay.
28th in the league right now.
Nice.
25th last year. Dead last the year before that.
It's a fun place to be. Especially when a quarter of all the goals in the NHL come on the power play.
Yep. I'm going to ask you this, Neil. See if you even know this. I'm not sure if you will, but you might. So this might be an awesome proof of what I'm trying to point.
Or it might
just a fail.
just be off.
Yeah, I'll ask you after.
Fingers crossed.
Might just get awkward.
Neil, what did the Jets try to do on their power play?
Oh, God. What do they try and do?
Yeah, what is like their number one setup? I'm pretty sure most people listening to this know the answer right now.
Get the puck out of their zone?
On the power play?
Oh, when they're...
Yeah,
okay.
like
Yeah,
when
they're
they
on
have
the
the
power
extra,
play.
when they have the extra guy.
Jeez. I want to say score, but that's probably not...
How do they try to set up to score every single time?
Do they put someone in front of the net?
That'd be nice.
Also, they don't. Okay. Do they make a lot of good passes?
That would also be nice.
So they don't move the puck. Do they have someone at the point just ripping shots?
Who would that be, do you think?
Who's a really good defenseman that doesn't play defense anymore?
Buff.
There we go.
Pretty much.
It only took a little bit of digging. We got there.
It's funny, though, because Neil just straight up pointed out the things that you want to do on a power play.
Yeah, that's very
You
true.
want to have a guy in front of the net.
Well, that
you
was
want
just
to
my
make
common
good
sense there.
Exactly. It's common sense.
You want to make good passes.
You making all of the sense in the world.
So that worked out. Okay, good.
Yeah.
But
I'm sweating.
So much pressure.
all they do, and teams know it. Like, Bayak is pointing it out now. If Bayak is pointing out that
God.
every team knows this is happening, every team knows.
Bayak is
Feed
usually
Buff.
the last one to know.
Just Buff, stand at the point, feed him, clapper. Feed him, clapper. Don't have it, what do? They all stand still. Nobody moves. And it's just the same thing. Feed him, clapper. Oh, no, block shot, gone the other way. There's a reason that guys can get... Who was it? Crap, what game was it? I think it was last week where a guy blocks like had four Bufflin clapper blocks in a row, and everyone was like, oh, what a tough guy. It's because all he needs to do is stand in front of him. You've shut down the Jets power play.
You don't even need to look at the play. You can just stand looking at Bufflin and just skate with him side to side, and you're good.
And that's it, because that's all they try to do. If they can't set up a Buff clapper, it's useless. They can't do anything. And how do you solve that?
You gotta either change Bufflin's role or take him off the power play. And get rid of the temptation.
I'd almost at this point, I'd just say don't put him on the power play, because it doesn't, for a couple games, or at least one or two power plays, they put him in front of the net, and it was amazing. They actually started moving, and guys started trying to create things, and the puck was going back and forth, and they created opportunities. What a concept.
That is nuts.
But then right back, Buff on the point, they just stop moving. Their feet don't move. They just sit there and pass. Try to get to Buff at the point, not there. Pass, ringing around the boards. Oh, it's out of the zone.
Yeah.
Oh, crap, we screwed up. Going back down the other way. Let's dump it in, try to get the puck, get to the point for a clapper. Their goals on the power plays here, I'm pretty sure one of them came because Little just took it in and shot. Bishop probably could have stopped it, but he didn't. So great, goal, yay. Power play goal, oh my god, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's fun.
They're almost better on the power play when they don't set up, because they don't just stand still.
Yeah.
Apparently this is a rocket science problem to solve, because it's been two coaches now that are just okay with this happening. And at what point do you have to kind of say, okay, well, let's just take him off the power play unit? But then again, who are you going to replace him with? Adam Party? Grant Clitsome?
Yeah. He's decently offensive.
Like, at least Party has a little party or dangles once in a while.
his
But
little
again,
dangles, his little toe drags.
Mark
you could
Stewart,
do-
Mark Stewart on the power play? That sounds great.
Like how it used to be with Tim Stapleton on the point, throw a forward up there with a heavy shot or something.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Because at least it takes away that temptation.
Man, I miss Tim Stapleton.
He looked so young, but he was so old.
He looked like 12 years old. Didn't you have a friend who ID'd?
Yeah, did I ever tell that story?
No, I don't think you've ever told that story on the podcast.
I had a friend who works at the LC, and it was either first or second year the Jets were here. She ID'd Tim Stapleton, and she saw the ID, and she was like, "This is awkward."
Yeah. Oh wait,
Never mind. I know you.
Oh wait, you are a semi-famous sports celebrity in this city.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
And then she was
you're
blown away. She's you're 30 years old.
Yeah, he's 30 something.
I feel bad. Tim Stapleton has ripped it up in every league he's played in except for the NHL.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to pull up his stats right now. He's straight up.
His KHL stats are so good.
Oh, by the way, that guy's name that you're trying to say here was Jonathan Marcheslow or whatever.
Yeah.
Marcheslow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his name. Was
Oh,
I screwed it up.
Oh, okay.
Tim Stapleton. Let's pull up his hockey DB stuff here. This is really great listening.
Yeah, whenever we try and Google stuff on the fly, that's the best stuff right there.
My little nerdlings.
That's what we do. Okay, let's look at this. How far back do you want to go? Because he played for the Green Bay Gamblers.
Nice.
Get out of here.
He's 32. God
There you
damn.
go, 32. And he got ID'd by, 20-year-old when
2 years ago.
when he was 29 or 30.
Okay. Playing for Jokerit Helsinki.
Of course.
And we're just going to keep going from
I
there.
love those guys.
Helsinki, 48-point season. Next year at Helsinki, 62-point season.
Yeah,
Toronto Marlies.
These are how many game seasons? They play?
Both of them are 56 and 55 points. So he had more point per game in
Yeah.
his second year. Toronto Marlies, 70 games played, 79 points.
Woo.
Chicago Wolves, 73 games played, 59 points. San Antonio Rampage, 20 games played, 15 points. Atlanta Thrashers, 45 games played, 7 points.
Hey.
Chicago Wolves, 4 games played, 4 points. Winnipeg Jets, 63 games played, 27 points. Dynamo Minsk, 52 games, 40 points. Kazan Akbars, 54 points, 54 games, 33 points. Like he scores goals. Like he has 20 goals.
You know
seasons
what?
all
He
over
did
the place.
really well in all of those except the Atlanta Thrashers,
Yeah.
which is the Winnipeg Jets. That's hilarious.
And he had like an iffy year with the Jets, and even then he scored 11 goals. Like all those years I just listed off: 19 goals, 29 goals, 28 goals, 30 goals, 8-5-1. Which was the Rampage in 20 games. So 8 goals in 20 games. Thrashers, 5 goals in 45. Chicago Wolves, a goal in 4 games. Winnipeg Jets, 11 goals in 63 games. Dynamo Minsk, 24 goals in 52 games. Kazan Akbar, 16 goals in 54 games. Like,
he scores goals.
what the heck, man? Do it with the Jets. Do it in the NHL.
Yeah,
I don't understand it. That makes no sense.
and he's funny. He's a decent Twitter follow too. He's kind of funny guy.
Oh, what's his Twitter handle again?
Loose Ree.
Excellent. So good. But yeah, they got to figure something out. Who would you put of your forwards? Who would you put at the point? Chris Thorburn, make him earn that $1.2 million.
Well, I've seen a couple times where Wheeler will slot in there because
He's a big guy.
like, yeah, he can probably rock a pretty big clapper.
But again, I'd rather have Wheeler in front of
a
the net. Although
big
he doesn't
dude.
really do that. But
yeah,
just put Bufflin. Just go to the front of the net, maybe.
yeah, that'd be
Just once
fine.
in a while.
Yeah, it's you know what? We might see it because it might get to the point where it's like we need to just switch something up. We need to change something just to get things going. So
Maybe get a little consistency
Yeah.
or something. I don't know. Maybe if he's going to be forward, just always have him a forward and have Bogosian and Trouba just firing things. Oh, sick. Touchdown. Matt Forte just caught a pass. I got a little update on my iPad here. I traded for Matt Forte in my fantasy football league this week, and it's already paying off for me. So
good job,
pretty happy.
Travis.
Pretty pleased. A little football news for all you guys. By the way, I played Arby. Let's do a little fantasy update now that we're talking about it.
You're playing RB right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I played him in football last week, though, and I kicked his ass.
Oh, okay.
Wait, could this be fantasy music?
Sure.
Sure. All right. Fantasy updates.
Decision made. Yeah, I played Arby in our little By the way, our little Jets fantasy football league is called Can't Save It for McDavid.
Nice.
It's pretty excellent. But yeah, I played Arby last week, and I beat him. Where's the score here? Week 7. 149 to 106. Kicked his butt.
Is that a lot?
It's pretty big.
Okay.
Suck it, Arby.
I don't know anything about fantasy football, so
Then I'm playing. Pavlec is playing What Did Chevy Do Today in JetStream Fantasy Hockey. I'm currently beating him 8-3.
whew,
So suck it, Arby.
decent margin there. You only got
Hey,
one
RB.
night left to go.
Yeah, just today. He's beaten me in goals. Tied him in assists, though. Beating him in power play goals. He's beaten me in power play assists. I have a shorthanded goal.
Nice.
Those shorthanded
Oh.
points,
Yeah,
your
those
money
are
if you get one of those.
beautiful.
Where the big difference is in goaltending.
Yeah.
6 games started, 4 wins, 0 losses, 170 saves, 919 save percentage between my goalies.
Nice.
Ben Scrivens, who I started by accident this week.
Pulled it out.
Yeah. 3 games played, 3 wins, 7 goals allowed, 920 save percentage for Ben Scrivens.
Nicely done.
Oilers.
Yeah, the Oilers.
Turn it
Yes,
around, I
I'm
told ya.
surprised you didn't bring that up yet. I thought you.
I'm
were
not
going
getting
to.
that
okay.
confident yet.
All right, fair enough.
I can defend them when they're really sucking, but I'm not ready to toot that home
All right,
yet. I think
okay.
I'm pretty sure they're still under 500.
Yeah.
Neil, actually, you and Semenstains.
Yeah, we're tied right now.
You're
man.
going back
You
and
guys are
forth.
tied.
Yeah.
Who do you have playing today?
Neil's giving
Semen
Semenstains a run for his money.
Semenstains. Oh no! Oh, you're gonna lose.
Why?
Oh
Senate Stan says Matt Duchene playing the Jets today.
Oh boy,
So,
Hattie.
well,
But I got Pavlec.
actually,
Pavlec's been a rock on my team.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
categories I beat Trevor in last week were the goalie category.
Yes.
which is hilarious. Who else has he got going here? Yeah, he's got Matt Duchene playing the Jets, which is dangerous because he's behind you in goals right now, and Duchene could very likely get a Hattie tonight, or probably like 6 shorthanded goals.
6 shorthanded
Um,
goals. Wow.
He's also got Drew Doughty playing today against Columbus, so a bit more difficult. Tyson Barrie, Colorado against Winnipeg, so gotta hold on, Neil. Who does Neil have playing? Neil's got Pavlec playing today, of course, and Zach Bogosian, so a lot of goals against.
Yep.
Come on,
You got
guys.
Ryan Kessler, Matt Niskanen,
Nah, it's not bad.
Tomas Hertl. I'll be one. That's the one to watch tonight, I
Yeah,
think.
you got to keep your eyes on that.
Neil, you can draw 1-1.
Yep.
Joe's great team is up on Don't Tase Me, bro.
Yep. Doing all right.
Hey, you're doing okay.
I got the goaltender categories down.
You got Jonathan Taves, Joe Thornton playing today.
Jonathan Taves has
Corey Perry's playing today. You're okay. He has 4 goals already this week.
Corey Perry.
Corey Perry's been scoring so many goddamn goals. It's
Corey Perry has
ridiculous.
been so good to me. I have him in both of my fantasy leagues.
It's a great name too.
Yeah. Scory Perry.
Scory.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Shut up, Joe. Go.
Yeah, you're just jealous because he's not on your fantasy team.
I am super jealous. Although Mark, who's the Don't Tase Me bro, has Ryan Getzlaff, so
He's
some
doing well.
assists are coming his
Yeah,
way.
no, he's doing well. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a
he's got the assist.
that's a
lead.
close that.
Oh, Mark's beating you in goals by 3.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Perry
Yeah.
needs a hat.
And you know, Taves has been underwhelming so far. He's gotten me like 2 goals.
Shut up, Joe. He's the best player in the NHL.
Brutal. Killing me.
Stupid humans. Vermeestrop's Nuts is losing to Morburn right now. KHL All-Stars is up on Scheif the Knife. And Fuck Corsi is currently losing to Playing for 8th.
Oh no. Well, clearly, fuck Corsi, the mentality is not working right
Yeah.
now.
Fuck you, Steve Simmons. Man, I gotta tell you, my Twitter timeline makes me so much less angry now that Steve Simmons blocked me.
Oh really?
I just don't get pissed off as much.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess it was for the best. I'm willing to take it. I get to say Steve Simmons has blocked me. I've pissed him off enough that he has blocked me.
That's pretty good, actually.
It's just a good life.
Yep.
So talk about the Jets a little bit more before we kind of start wrapping things up here. Let's just say actually, I think it's safe to say things aren't getting better with the Jets this year. What do you think happens because of that? Like, do you think this is kind of finally the year where they're like, "Hey, we have to do something here. Someone has to be moved," or do you think they're just going to stay?
Well, I
the
remember
course?
we were having this same conversation at this time, well, close to this time last year, and I was like, you know what? I don't think they're gonna get rid of Noel this earlier. They won't overreact to this. Blah blah blah. I remember saying I think he's gonna stay till the end of the season, and I feel the same way about Maurice now, and even more so. I feel more confident that I think he's gonna stick around. Whether or not,
I think Maurice stays either way.
whether or not that's the right call, I'm not sure. But the sample size is small enough from him so far. Like, he hasn't even had a total full season yet. Like, he's had half of a season and then a beginning of a season. So it's something that would be a bit of a rush move. And we've, Chevy's not going anywhere. He's he's magical, whatever. He has some sort of
magical realm of Kevin Jones.
yeah. He's untouchable. He's untouchable apparently. So that's
Whose nudes does he have?
no, yeah, exactly.
Chipman's?
Nudes, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know who it's.
We gotta think of that.
He's probably got Chipman's nudes.
Nah, Chipman's too clean of a guy for that.
Well, you never know.
We'll figure it out.
You never know.
We'll do some investigating.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll look into it. Some JetStream insider. But yeah, I
Where the players eat for breakfast and who's got whose nudes.
and who's got whose nudes.
That's the kind of inside information that
That
you
is-
can only receive at the JetStream
Yes,
podcast.
100% accurate, guaranteed.
You forgot beards too.
Oh yeah, and beard updates.
And beards, yes, of course. That is the important stuff.
Beards, nudes, and breakfast.
We're idiots.
Beards, nudes, and breakfast. That could be a.
That's our slogan from now on. Beards, nudes, and breakfast.
I like it. Anyways,
Whose nudes do you like, Joe?
I said I like the name.
Next week we have like eggs and bacon. Me
Yeah.
and Joe grew beards.
Yeah.
We're flipping through the screens on the TV. We're like, whoa, no, not that one.
Oh, that's awkward.
Well, I mean, we are explicit on iTunes.
That's
so
true.
we
very
could
true.
do whatever we
can-
want.
Yes,
Say whatever we
absolutely.
want,
I'm
do
not sure
whatever we want.
YouTube would let that fly.
Yeah,
I've
probably
seen that
not.
18 plus kind of thing or whatever. And see what
That's
happens.
you porn, Travis.
Yeah.
Just now on you porn,
Oh god.
the JetStream podcast.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. Just post your podcast on porn websites. Oh.
Anyways,
Yeah. Anyways. What was I even
What have we become?
What were we talking about?
Who cares?
Okay, that's fine with me.
Oh yeah, what do you think's gonna happen with the Jets?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we started with Chevy Nudes or
Yeah.
Chipman Nudes.
Yeah. Hey, no, maybe that's what'll happen. Maybe some nudes will get exposed because somebody's had enough. And they're
Yeah.
like, you know what? This blackmailing isn't working anymore. I'm just gonna go straight to the media. So we're gonna see a bunch of upper office True North sports and entertainment nudes spread around the papers. That's what's gonna happen.
Imagine that's the dynamite that goes in that blender is nudes.
That's what's gonna happen.
and then
Just
everybody
nudes.
leaves and
I'm
gets
calling it.
traded.
And then the Jets just suddenly become so much better.
And they're gonna be great. And they're gonna
And I'll start with
They're
which paper do you think would be the first one to show the nudes?
the Sun.
the Sun,
Obviously,
definitely
yeah.
the Sun.
Sunshine Girls.
is it,
chance to,
Sunshine
like,
Girls?
No,
Those
no,
are
you,
good
players.
you would see it in the Metro and be like, obviously this is fake because it's the Metro.
Yeah.
And then you would see it in the Sun and be like, maybe, but I'm still gonna check the Free Press. And then you check the Free Press and you're like, oh, there's nothing in here.
Yeah, it's just headline. Everything is okay with the Jets.
Yeah, exactly. Don't panic.
Lawless spins it off somewhere
Yeah.
else.
So I'm calling it. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So
Yep.
that's just gonna. All right.
Try and top that, Travis.
I can't.
Yeah.
So I quit.
All right.
We're done here. Good.
See you next week.
We're done though. Okay. So we have a bit of a new thing we're gonna do this week. Each of us is gonna go around the table. I don't know if we have music for this yet. Neil might just be able to pick some off for the fly here.
We have the monkey music I like, but we use that for fantasy. Does this fit the learning thing more?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, we'll work it
So I
out.
only have that, and then the great team and spelling bee right now.
Whatever.
But
Alright,
we
well-
can pick some music later.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we'll
can.
pick some music
we'll,
later.
We'll get some.
We're each
fitting-
gonna go around the table here and talk about things we learned this week. So a little learning corner. Joe, would you like to go first with this?
Sure.
What's one thing you learned
I
about
would like
hockey and hockey related wise this week?
Okay,
Joe?
well, one of my favorite things, hockey-wise, in the hockey universe, the NHL universe, is reading Elliot Friedman's 30 Thoughts.
Really, it's not Chevy Nudes.
No, that's
Wow.
second.
That's
It's like
weird.
1A, 1B.
Yeah.
But
Would Elliot Friedman be? Who would break the story? Who would break the nudes story?
oh, that's a good one.
Because, like, let's be honest here, none of the Winnipeg reporters are
No.
ballsy enough to like break that
No,
story.
no,
They'd be
none-
the second or third.
none
We
of
person
would
to
be
get it.
here on JetStream.
Yeah, it would be us. I think it would be us.
Yeah, we'd break it.
Yeah, we would break it because of our, hashtag JetStream Insider information.
What's that chorus?
Are you sure Damien Cox wouldn't be the one to break the news story?
I don't know, maybe.
Nice, Travis.
That's-
Yes, somebody caught it.
Oh, jeez.
No.
You don't like my puns, Joe?
Anyways.
I hope somebody laughed while they were. I hope someone was just sitting on a quiet bus and I dropped that and they just laughed out loud.
Damien Cox.
That's always the hope.
Yeah, that's the dream. That's the podcast dream. When you
That
start a
is the
podcast,
podcast
you
dream.
want to make someone laugh out loud in the morning on a quiet bus.
In a public place.
In a
yeah.
public place, yeah, anything like
And they
that.
just start laughing to themselves and you're just like,
Yeah, we win. Anyways, Elliot Freeman's 30 Thoughts, all jokes aside, is very educational and good to read. And I know Travis agrees with me on this, even though he wants to laugh and make jokes right now. So I
there's nothing wrong with laughter, Joe.
I know, I'm just saying. So yeah, check it out if you don't already do it. But anyways, this one of the 30 thoughts that he had this week was related to this topic, which is Carl Hagelin is very fast. Almost 2 kilometers per hour faster so far this season than the next closest, which are, can you guess who are the second fastest in maximum kilometers per hour? There's 2, they're tied.
Is Phil Kessel one of them?
Yes,
Damn straight he is. And Michael Grabner.
Nathan McKinnon.
Ugh.
But just to put this into perspective and
It's
why...
funny though because you. Sorry, I know I cutting you off, but it's
Yeah.
funny because both of those guys have such chubby faces,
I
but
know.
they're so fast.
So fast. So anyways, there's a company called Prozone, and they have speed and acceleration cameras set up around NHL rinks this season, tracking acceleration in meters per second squared and top speed of all the skaters. It's a small sample size. They only started doing it this season, so obviously there's only 2 weeks worth of data, and that's why some of this is a little weird. Like, what the name? Oh, Grabner. He's on there, but nothing special. I think that if he gets it just matters what games they're at, right?
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see this data over an entire season, bigger sample size, or over multiple seasons. But there's a nice little chart, and did I send you that picture, Neil?
Yeah, I can put that up.
Oh yeah, maybe throw that up there because there's a nice little chart with the distribution of the people with acceleration and speed on each axis, and it's kind of interesting to see. So who would you guess, before this picture comes up, Travis, who would you guess would have the best acceleration? So it's over a 10-foot trajectory. The fastest
acceleration.
The fastest
Is somebody
at gaining,
I could guess.
The fastest at gaining speed. Yeah, don't look at the screen because it's up there now.
Not looking.
So the fastest accelerator.
Is it Phil Kessel?
No.
What team does he play for?
That's gonna ruin it.
It's gonna ruin it. What conference is he in?
East.
I don't know.
This is something I might guess.
Oh, yeah?
Like, if I was asked this question,
Okay.
I would throw out some names, and this might be one of them.
I don't know. Who is it?
Alexander Ovechkin. And he's
That makes sense.
pretty decent chunk ahead. He's like almost
Holy crap, he is.
almost 1.5. So you can see acceleration is on the up and down
Eric
there.
Carlson, eh?
So Eric Carlson's on there too. And so like you can see some of this data is a little weird because of like you don't think of Rick Nash as a particularly fast guy.
Hey?
It's 2 weeks.
That's why you
But-
don't trust the eye test, man.
Exactly.
Oh, my bad.
And
Okay,
that's a good that's what this actually proves is that the eye test is not really great for that kind of thing. 'Cause-
Carlson was the one that got stepped on, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's the guy who's
That's actually super impressive that he still has that kind of speed.
So this is like I found this fascinating. So this is what I learned this week.
We love graphs here at the JetStream podcast.
Absolutely. Anything in graph form is just better. I mean, charts are good.
Little nerdlings.
Yes, charts are good, but graphs, I mean, come on, can't go wrong. So yeah,
This
this
might
is really cool information, and I am excited to see this at the end of the season. Who's the fastest, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see a couple of people in that top 5 or top 6 that were not even thought of as
Oh, definitely.
speed guys,
For sure.
because just like you say, the eye test, right?
Do we have any... Oh,
Yeah, Blake
Kane
Blake
Blake
and
Wheeler's
Wheeler.
on here.
No,
Is
that's
Pete Kane?
Patrick. That's Patrick.
Oh,
Kane.
okay.
But Blake Wheeler is on there. He's
I know most of these names. It's
right in the
impressive.
middle.
Well,
Yeah,
because usually if you're fast, you're good at hockey.
yeah. they have a
It's-
pretty decent correlation.
It's a big advantage to be fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you're going to have defenseman backing off. Well, Connor McDavid's on here. What the heck?
What?
Yeah, Connor McDavid.
Decent.
I think. Is
Yeah.
another
Steve
season.
McDavid?
McDavid?
rookie?
No,
No,
no, he's
not even drafted
He hasn't
yet.
even been drafted yet.
Man, he's played so many games in
Okay,
Buffalo.
that's-
Like the Erie Otters played another exhibition game in Buffalo. What was his? Oh, jeez. Do you remember what that number was I was talking about yesterday of how many points he already has this season?
It's something stupid.
Connor McDavid.
I can't remember.
Come on, load. But yeah, like, I just want to point out first of all. Oh no, that's not Connor McDavid because they spelled it Connor McDavid. It's incorrect.
Well, I don't know who that person is then. It's got to be Connor McDavid. Anyways,
I don't think so.
That's not important, but
We crap. Where was I going with this? Or we're breaking boundaries here at the JetStream podcast because somehow we have turned a graph into something you can present on a podcast. And if you guys watch on YouTube,
yep,
you can see this graph and know what we're
Our
talking
show is
about.
getting slowly more visual.
yep.
YouTube's where it's
I
at.
like it.
It's awesome. Okay, where is it here? Connor McDavid, hockey DB.
Yeah, he's got a ridiculous amount of points per game right
He's
now.
played 12 games this year and has 34 points.
That's
already.
just stupid.
He's gonna be first overall, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it's
he
like
should be,
yeah,
without a doubt.
yeah.
He's like a franchise-changing player. He's like
They're,
expected. To
I
be like
remember
Sidney Crosby.
seeing. Yeah, I remember seeing they compared what he's doing right now to the last 2 seasons that Sidney Crosby had in junior, and you forget. Like everybody knows, obviously Crosby's amazing, and he still is. But he had, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was like 59 games or something. Get it up so I don't screw it up.
I'm looking for it.
But it was like 160 points or 170 points in like 60 games. It was stupid.
Yeah, while that loads, Connor McDavid has played 12 games this year. He has 11 goals, 23 assists
Oh
for
my
34 points.
Gosh,
He's a plus 23
that's madness.
because that's a great stat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sidney Crosby. Let's see what he did. In junior. Oh my god, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's what I said. His last year in junior was
His two last years in junior. Okay, so 2003, 2004, second last year in junior. He had 59 games played, 54 goals, 81 assists for 135 points. His last year in junior,
Yeah.
62 games played, 66 goals, 102 assists for 168 points.
like that's not even
It's
realistic.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Does
God.
anybody in the NHL come close to 2
No, that
points
would
a
never
game?
never happen in the NHL. But
He's on pace. I think I saw a thing this morning. He's on pace to get like 140 points this year, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 7 games in, but he's on pace for 140 points in the NHL.
Wow.
That
So
is
that's close to
insane.
1.5. Like, does anybody ever cross the, like, I'm sure Gretzky crossed the 1.5 points per game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
Gretzky. I don't think anybody gets 2 anymore. No one's getting 160 points in the NHL.
No.
If you get 100 points, that was a great season. No one's even scoring a goal per game anymore.
No.
So, yeah,
Wow.
it's
1961. Guess what Wayne Gretzky's points per game was?
61.
2.6.
And Mario Lemieux was second in 65. This is all time.
In the
And
60s?
these
What?
these two scores were the...
That doesn't sound right to me.
Oh, sorry, the Born. I apologize.
Yeah, I was like, they did not
apologize.
play in the 60s.
Yeah.
That was very easy. Or no, sorry, these are careers. Holy crap! Wow. Okay, so Gretzky and Lemieux are the highest as far as career points per game. Guess
Yeah.
what they are?
2.6 for Gretzky and 2.3 for Lemieux.
They're still under 2. But Gretzky's at 1.9,
Oh, wow.
and then Lemieux's 1.8. The next guy is Mike Bossy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 1.49,
Yeah.
and then Crosby comes in at 1.4.
Wow.
And people don't think
The fact that
Crosby's
Crosby's like there, because there's so many people who played in the time of Gretzky and Lemieux when you could get those numbers, and somehow Crosby's ahead of them still.
Well, I mean, that's why you always want to look at points per game rather than total points,
Yeah.
right? Like, Jeffler actually did a good article about the Leafs at one point, and Phil Kessel right now, if he keeps up how he plays or like is averaging around what he does right now for another few years, he will without a doubt be the best right winger that has ever played for the Toronto Maple
Yep.
Leafs.
Well, he's
And
the top-
people just hate on him
Top scoring
consistently.
winger since the whatever, not the last lockout, but the lockout before. Top
was
scoring
like-
winger since then.
God damn.
But no, he's the worst. Travis, everybody hates him.
Yep. So that was what Joe learned this week.
Yes, that's what I learned. I thought that was
Decision.
really cool.
I don't think mine's going to turn into such a great discussion. But I like what I learned this week.
Okay.
I learned that Travis Hamonic is an absolute gem. For those of you who haven't seen it, as part of ESPN's E60 thing that they did a story on Travis Hamonic. He's from St. Malo, Manitoba, later Winnipeg, Manitoba, where he played a lot of his junior hockey. He moved there around 10-ish, and he moved to Winnipeg because when he was 10 years old, his dad, who was a farmer out in St. Malo, he suddenly died of a heart attack. And they kind of go and tell this story. It's about a 14-minute video. Just Google Travis Hamonic, ESPN E60. Watch it. It's worth it. They talk a lot about how Travis didn't handle it very well, and like he wasn't doing so great about it, and he never talked about it because he didn't like to, and that just made it worse. He was always thinking about it and all this stuff. But now he actually, and there was actually one point in the clip where he said he would trade every game he's ever played, anything he's ever done, for his dad to be able to watch like one period of him playing. He would trade everything for that opportunity because his dad was super close. But now he hosts every single game, one kid at an Islanders game, and I guess their other parent or somebody. He hosts the kid and whoever who has lost a parent to every Islanders home game, and after the game he meets with them and like brings them around the room, and he just kind of offers each of these kids an outlet or somebody to talk to, and he, like I said, he struggled with it a lot as a kid. He kind of wants to provide an outlet for them. And there's actually a clip of him or a couple clips of him just giving these kids his email and phone numbers. Be like, if you ever need to talk about anything,
Really?
contact me.
Wow.
And he apparently before every game after the anthems, he looks up to like the top left of the arenas, like to wherever the kids are sitting or stuff like that. And like, so yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
That's pretty neat. Yeah,
Travis Hamonic, you're a gem, and you're what I learned this week.
just a nice guy.
This is pretty sweet.
Yep.
So Neil, what'd you learn this week, bro?
What I learned is actually kind of a cross between NHL and NFL. But if you look here, this is the Blackhawks Stadium Series game at Soldier Field in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which was played, I believe... Oh, sorry, I'm going to keep this up. March 1st, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, probably. That's usually when they are. Was it last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
This was this was 2014.
Yeah. Yes, last season.
March 1st, 2014. So they won 5... I keep closing this. 5-1 against Pittsburgh. They are the last professional team from Chicago to win in Soldier Field.
Screw the
Really?
Bears.
So the Chicago Bears have not won a game since March 1st, obviously. They've played 2 home games this season, including preseason games. They lost to the Bills 23-20 and then destroyed by the Packers 38-17.
Yeah, they did.
That's hilarious.
Huge
So,
Packer fan.
as of right now, the Chicago Blackhawks are the last professional sports team to win a game in Soldier Field.
So the Chicago Blackhawks have a better record at Soldier Field
As of March 1st,
2014 than the team who normally plays there has. That's hilarious.
That is awesome.
Good stuff.
That makes me wonder.
What?
When the Jets play their outdoor game, how long will their...
Oh, God, yeah.
Sad fact, playing off of that. Hamilton, they opened Tim Hortons Field this year.
Oh, this is sad. I remember this.
This was last week, so I'm not sure what it's updated to this week because I can't remember if Hamilton played at home or away. As of last week, when they won at home, yeah, they played it away, so this will still stand.
Yeah.
Hamilton had played 5 games at home, and they had won more games at their new stadium than the Bombers have at Investors Group Field. The Bombers are now, I think, 4-14 at Investors Group Field, and Hamilton was 5-0 in Tim Hortons Field.
Oh.
Yikes.
And they just got that stadium, like, what,
Halfway through this year.
Oh, man.
That is brutal.
Fun stuff.
Didn't the Bombers blew it yesterday again, too?
Yeah, they lost again. So they're not
And they
making
were
the playoffs
up.
again.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Remember when we were 6-1? Oh, my God.
I don't think
idiots.
I don't think anyone expected that to keep going, but yeah.
Fun times in
You know, we
Winnipeg.
hope-
6-1,
Winnipeg.
and they lost every game since.
Fun times in Winnipeg sports.
So let's have a little bit more fun before we go to
All right.
Spelling Bee time.
Spelling bee. So yesterday, the Wild got pumped by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Sorry, no, that's backwards. The Wild pumped the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't know. I had that written down. I read it backwards. Yes, the Wild pumped the Tampa Bay Lightning. They didn't get pumped. 7-2.
You said pumped like 18
Yeah,
times.
pumped. Is it losing its meaning yet?
A little bit.
Pumped.
So it's kind of like draft and develop, where if you say it enough,
Yeah.
you're just like, seriously? What
I
are you
don't know
talking
what that
about?
means.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Anyways, the Wild pumped the Lightning 7-2. Mercifully, not on Ben Bishop. He came in and obviously you get pulled when you let in fucking. I think it was 4 goals on in the first period. Anyways, but yeah, my fantasy didn't take too much of a hit. He didn't light it up either when he came in, but it wasn't horrible. So Darcy Kemper was the goalie for the other side, the Wild. He stopped 17 of 19. And actually, here's an interesting, not the fun fact, but an interesting fact. 17 of 19. Now he has a .953 save percentage and a 1.63 goals against average at the XL Energy Center, which is their home rink. So that's pretty good. I'll take that all day. Anyways.
Sorry, I need to say something really quick here. Can people please stop saying the Jets have ever been good at home?
Oh, they're
Please?
horrible.
Like, the one year
They've never
that
had an
everyone keeps referring
advantage.
to, they finished 15th in the league at home on home ice.
They've never been a better team at home. I don't know why people say that.
Like,
It's
stop
nice.
it.
It's nice to think.
Yeah. It's loud. It's great.
Yeah,
Hooray.
awesome.
Stop saying that they were great at home that one year, because they weren't. They were average.
Most places, except for like Florida and the places that don't fill up, other than the ACC, which is just quiet all the time, is normally loud everywhere else. Anyways, Darcy Kemper.
I know this one.
Okay, I figured Travis might know it.
Yeah.
Darcy Kepner?
Kemper.
Kepper.
Pronounced Kemper.
Say it again.
Darcy Kemper.
I feel like there's an N in there when you're
No,
pronouncing
there's.
it.
I'll give you.
I will tell you there's no end.
Yeah, there's no end.
Good to know. Okay, here we go.
Okay. That's the best part.
I love it.
Okay, no fancy, obviously.
'Kay.
Darcy, D-A-R-C-Y.
Yeah.
Kepper, K-E-P-P-E-R.
Kemper. Okay.
Kepper with a K.
Nice. Okay, Travis, what do you got?
It's Kemper.
Yeah.
Well, so there's an M in there, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Oh,
Not
okay,
an N.
whatever.
Darcy, D-A-R-C-Y.
Yeah.
Kemper. K-U-E-M-P-E-R.
Hey, Travis with a win.
Yeah, straight.
It's the first one in a long.
Ka-ching!
It's the first one in a long time.
I'll take it.
I meant to keep record of all these. I can't remember how many each one of you has gotten. I think Neil's gotten none. Or have you gotten one?
Shut up, Joe.
I don't know.
Well,
But
how long have we been doing the spelling
it's
before?
been a while. We've done a lot. Like to the point where I can't.
You'd only have to look back like 20 episodes here.
To the point where I can't remember sometimes.
wait.
And I'm like, wait, have we done this guy before? Anyways, Travis got it right. Here's a fun little fact about Darcy Kemper.
Okay.
In the 2010/2011 WHL season, when he was playing for the, I had it in my mind, and now I lost it. He was playing in the WHL. He won the 4 Broncos Memorial Trophy for top player in the WHL. They've been handing that trophy out since like 66 or 68 or something like that, from what I could see in the history, and not a lot of goalies have won it, so that's pretty good. Cool. And also interesting, the Jets' very own Adam Lowry won the same honor in 2012-2013.
Yes, he did. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I think Shovel Dayoff won that award.
Yeah, maybe that'd be kind of cool.
I think he might have. I'm just looking back.
It was probably called something different at the time, or I don't know. It was named in honor of 4 Swift Current Broncos who died in a bus crash on the way to a game. But that's why it's called the 4 Broncos Memorial Trophy. But I don't know when that disaster happened, so.
Jeez. Just looking back through our past here, I think the first spelling bee, which was first called the Spelling Challenge.
Oh, really?
What? Yeah, I have it down here, Spelling Challenge.
No, we definitely called it the Spelling Bee right from the off. You just wrote it down as
I don't know, I wrote Spelling Challenge.
That's
the
weird.
First guy we have is Alex Pietrangelo.
Oh, yeah.
He was the first one. Podcast episode number 14.
14, yeah, so it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well, there's a couple where we didn't.
I don't have them all written down
there's
here,
there's a couple where we didn't do a podcast or a spelling bee. But I mean, you can see why sometimes I'll choose, like last week I think it was, where I was like, did we do this guy already? I can't remember.
Jakob Silverberg.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was one.
Classic.
What else have we got?
We
here?
should send stickers to any listener, avid listener, who would like to go back and tally the standings.
Yeah, let us know how Neil and I are doing with this.
Because that's a lot of stuff to go through.
Yeah.
Jalmerson is
one day if I'm really bored, I'll
Nicholas
get to it.
Jalmerson.
It would be cool.
Man,
to
he's got
keep
so
that.
much harder throughout time. Yuri Tolusti was easy.
Well, you got that one. I don't know if Neil got it or not.
I think I've gotten one. I can't recall which one it was, but I
have a
remember
feeling that
being
there was one that
excited.
both of you got.
Henrik Talinder, that might have been it.
Talinder.
Zemgus Gergensen.
Yes, my all-time favorite.
Kari Lettinen.
That's all right.
What else do we got in here?
Zemgus is an all-time great. Love that one.
This is great listening. Oh, there's a couple just straight up Russian names here.
Oh, yeah, that was when I was talking about the coach of the Russian national team, yeah.
Robin Regier. There's a couple that I've spelt really terribly and cannot comprehend. Alain Vigneault.
Oh, that's a good one.
Got a coach thrown in there, too.
Yep.
Jeez. Whoa. There's our ratings for one. That we definitely do that. All right. I think we should
Yeah, we should probably just stop doing this.
This is just great listening, eh? All right. I think that's about it for us this week, eh?
Yep. I think so.
Jets game starting in about 25 minutes, so
Oh, really?
go home, watch them get their asses handed
Sunday
to them.
matinee.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's why when I saw them at breakfast, my aunt went and took some pictures with them, and all three of the guys were like, "Yeah, we're gonna go take a nap."
Oh,
It's
really?
like, tough life, bro.
Classic.
Go eat some breakfast at Chorus, go home, take a nap, go to the rink, probably get like gourmet lunch served to you, play a couple hours of hockey, and then have the night to yourself.
Decent.
Tough life.
Yep.
Also get paid a decent amount of money to do so.
Yeah.
I'd take it. Oh, by the way, I feel like I have to say this just as a service to Jets fans who don't already know. If you're going to a Jets game this year, and I hope nobody from True North's listening to this gets pissed off about it. If you're planning on going to a Jets game, show up at the NTS Center. Don't buy a ticket till you're there. Wait until like 15 minutes, 20 minutes before the game, unless you want to be inside really early. Even then, show up to the arena, take out your cell phone. Go to the little browser, whatever you use. Safari if you use it, Google Chrome if you use that, whatever. Hope you're not using Internet Explorer. Is Internet Explorer even available on phones?
Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
sure they try.
Yeah, it's just don't use that.
Don't use Internet.
If you're using
Internet, don't listen to our podcast using Internet Explorer.
If you're using Internet Explorer, go home.
Yeah, just stop. Download a new fucking internet thing and just use it.
Any internet.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Except for Internet Explorer.
Yeah.
Go onto your phone. Go into the browser. Type in StubHub. You can get tickets to Jets games for like $20.
Decent. We should go one time.
We should.
Yeah.
Except for I feel bad because I've told like so many people I'm not going to a game until the Leafs play.
Oh, well.
But
Maybe we'll go to the Leaf game.
All right, $30. I actually might be going to that. For like $30, you can go see the Jets play. Like I think there was lower bowl seats for like $100 today.
Nice.
I'm like, still pricey, but I mean,
that's cheaper than
usually upper deck is $80.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
That's good. That's a good price.
yeah. So if you're gonna buy tickets, go on StubHub, take a look on there like game day, and then go from there. Just make up your mind.
Cool.
Don't buy them face value because
Yeah. Well, there's still people trying to like selling their season seats, and they're expensive.
Yeah, because they
like,
usually put face value, right? And
yeah,
then it'll be like last minute they drop them,
or they'll be like face value for individual ones if you want to just buy one, or you want to buy the pair and they'll give you like $30 off.
Yeah,
but like
apparently,
if you wait and just buy them through StubHub, they're like less than half the price.
The honeymoon's over, man. People are having trouble moving their tickets this year. Like,
yeah, well, I've already gotten a couple. I have a few guys who I play men's league soccer with and stuff with coworkers who have season tickets, and I've already gotten a few texts already saying, hey, I'm looking for somebody to take my tickets this much for the pair, whatever. And I'm just like,
big changes from a few years ago. It's like, oh my god, I can buy Jets tickets. Hundreds of dollars. I think I spent like $200 on a ticket one time. I mean, it was like row 6 to see the Leafs, so great. And I was just like, oh, Phil Kessel. But yeah, we were talking about this yesterday too, about how it took forever. No, you weren't with us at that point. When it took forever for me to see leave the MTS Center happy whether I was cheering for the Leafs or the Jets, because the Jets kept beating the Leafs.
Yeah, you lost. Yeah,
I was getting super pissed.
Yeah, the Leafs lost a bunch.
Last thing before we go, talk to people today. Clothing is likely going to happen. We have some things. We just have to lay some stuff out and get prices. But clothing, I'm leaning personally towards hats and hoodies. I don't know what the deal is. If you have a preference for what we should get, I know a couple of female listeners said if we do t-shirts, to make sure we offer women's sizes as well, because men's t-shirts are always giant, which is fair. But we'll figure it out and figure out what we're gonna do. I'm leaning towards hoodies and hats.
Hats are always easier. So.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. But that's about it for us this week. If you want to get a hold of us at any point in time, it's at JetStreamPod on Twitter, #JetStream. Check out the website, www.jetstreampodcast.com. Send us an email if you want to say things to us or tell us what your preference is for clothing and whatnot. It's jetstreampodcast@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter at THRUBENIUK. It's at TRubinik. Joe on Twitter at JW_Clark20. Neil on Twitter at Neil Noonan, NEILNOONAN. Subscribe and rate us on iTunes. The ratings are what really helps us out. All those subscriptions are great as well, so do both. Check out ArcticusHockey.com. We got game day stuff. You want to see my goalie posts on a regular basis. There's a bunch of sweet things going on. You can win some gift cards for Jekyll and Hyde's Free House out in Osborne Village. They have giveaways almost weekly there now. For I think it's a $50 gift card. So check out ArcticusHockey.com. They have great stuff there. Thank you guys all for listening. And although a lot of people are losing hope, go Jets go.